Hello there assassins, welcome back to another Wheel Assassin guide. This is another Stranger Things character statue, and here is how to build Mike Wheeler from, of course, Stranger Things. Here we do have a very tall Mike Wheeler, and I think we should get into a more appropriate outfit for this tutorial. Let's go for it. Okay, here we are. So, we're going to be building this very tall Mike behind me, and then that way you guys can have yourself 11 and Mike together, hopefully next to one another as well, and then add in the rest of the kids afterwards. It should be really cool. Now these are, like I said, my own interpretation of the statues, of the characters even. So you know, it might be like Marmite, you might love them or you might hate them. Either way, I totally don't mind, and I really do appreciate your honest opinions. If you want to share some of them with me in the comments down below, please do so, guys. And also, if you have any tips for me on how to build these, maybe in a different style or a different way, I would love to hear some tips as well. So definitely share them in the comments down below. It's always good to improve my my build style. But here we have Mike from the first season with his jacket on. He's got his sort of really it's definitely like an 80s sort of jumper underneath it, with the stripes there, the black and, is that green or is it yellow? I can't tell because of my colour blindness, but either way, a striped jumper. Down here we have the very long and big belt buckle with the belt going around. The trousers down here. Again, I wasn't too sure on the colour palette for these ones, so I went with just a dark sort of colour, and they're quite textured. In the series they are quite textured sort of trousers, so I went ahead and represented them with this material just here because I think it looks the most accurate, but you guys might feel differently. Feel free to change that too. We have the shoes or the sneakers down here, and then up here we have his backpack. Hopefully that is the most accurate part of this build. I think it is myself. I really like that. Kind of turned out very nicely. And then of course we have Mike's big bushy 80s style hair at the top. So yeah, let's get some materials and get building Mike Wheeler in Minecraft. Oh, he's also got his radio to speak to 11 down here as well, and the other guys. So let's go for it. Alright then guys, the first materials we will need to get started, we're going to need some polished diorite stairs. Some polished diorite, some black concrete, some polished diorite slabs, some diorite slabs, and some diorite stairs. You'll need some polished basalt or balsalt, I think it's basalt though, some brown terracotta, and some iron bars as well. Now we can kind of get ourselves really off on a good foot, no pun intended, with this starting position, because we actually do have the shoes, which are really simple, the trousers, which are definitely simple, and then the belt, which is just, you know, brown and iron bars, so that's pretty simple too. So we can kind of do three things at the same time. So let's go ahead and start with the shoes. We'll take ourselves a nice big space, of course. I want to go a little bit close to my original mic, but not too close. I'm going to stick myself a polished diorite just like so. A stair going up this way to the right. 1, 2, and a stair the opposite direction. A polished behind that one. Then I want to stick myself 2 black concretes behind each of these. 2 diorites behind both of those black concretes. 2 diorites diagonally from those previous ones, and then we're going to do ourselves black concrete, and black concrete for the sort of design on the sneakers. We're also going to do ourselves some polished diorite here and here, and then we'll do ourselves diorite stairs for 2 in here, and then we can build up a block. I don't know why we use slabs, to be honest. I think I was just kind of experimenting, so I just grabbed some slabs, but we're going to make slabs in here into a block like so. This one can just be filled in with some polished diorite for those 6. Back to here, let's add in a slab, 2 slabs, a slab just there, and then we're gonna leave the rest of it like so. That is one shoe done. Now it's pretty simple to get the second one done, so we'll do that one together. Let's go for a space away, up normal stair, 2 blocks of diorite, stair, 2 slabs, blocks behind each of the stairs with slabs on top, black concrete behind the polished diorite for 2, polished diorite behind the black concrete for 2, polished diorite diagonally back, so connecting the shoe into like a horseshoe, if that makes sense, or a backwards C, or this way, an actual C. Then we'll do black concrete to cover all of these polished diorites at the back, polished diorite here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then here we'll add in ourselves diorite stairs, and then we'll build a diorite block for 2 with our diorite slabs, like so. 2 shoes, well and truly finished like so. Please bear in mind, guys, if I am going too quickly at all, you can remember to pause the video. That is no problem at all. And if you do have any questions to ask me, don't hesitate to do so in the comments down below. Real quick, there is that backpack I was on about. That looks pretty cool. I think I'm going to be very bold and say this, but I actually think this one looks more accurate than the Minecraft one. I kind of actually looked at the real backpack, like a replica one you could buy. Ooh, that might be a bold statement. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Okay, the next step is to grab our polished basalt, and we're going to make the trousers just here. What we want to do firstly is go to the black concretes on either end, so both of them that are, you know, furthest away from each other. And we want to build up to 13. 1, 2, 3, oops. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like so. We do the same just here. Like this, and as it's the same with wood, we're going to go ahead and make sure that we have everything facing upwards rather than horizontally, like so. Everything needs to be vertical. So we're going to come 4 blocks from the top, 1, 2, 3, and 4. On the 5th one, we'll add in blocks either side temporarily to then go ahead and add in ourselves the 4 blocks vertically above, like so. Perfect. I just want to run across and check this is right. Pretty sure it's all looking okay, but I just want to double check things anyways. Okay then, so what we're going to do, just went across there and checked, we're going to knock off 2 and 2, and then we're just going to build a layer of 4 on the top, like so, keeping to the vertical sort of thing we were going for. Now it looks like a very chubby T just here. Perfect. Okay, the next thing to do is to do the exact same on the opposite side. Up to 14 blocks this time, instead of the 13. We may as well just go straight to the 14. As we know this is the 14th, we can just kind of match it up. Then you want to drop down 3 blocks from the top. On the 4th one, add in yourself these temporary blocks to add in basalt above them vertically, like so. That way we can come to the back here, and we can add in ourselves blocks going up to the 14th height for these 2, like this. Then we'll do the same over here, just to kind of complete up the back of the trousers. We don't want any holes, of course, that would be pretty bad. And then we'll do the same here just after the normal door outstairs. I think this is a bit of a grind more than a hard section, so just take your time with it, try and go getting this into the right places. That's the most important thing, even if it does take a long time. And then we'll do the same here, but remember these ones are going to have the sort of chubby T look, so we can build ourselves in the inner trouser leg and then connect up the 2 separate trouser legs into one, so they become an actual pair of trousers, like so. And then we'll just go to 1 and 1 temporary blocks, 3 and 3, knocking out the temps. At the back do the same, like so, knock out the temps again. And then we need to go into the middle, and we're going to add in ourselves just a few blocks in here. We'll go to this one just here, temporary block, 1, 2, knock out that one, temporary block, 1, 2, knock out the temp, and then in the gap here you can add in 2. No one's going to see those 2, so don't worry about switching them around, and just build 2 blocks below that one for both. So you have a trouser leg connection almost like this. That is pretty cool, and from the side it should look like this sort of thing. Brilliant. That looks really good, guys. Nice work. Now we can work on the belt. This is a really simple section, which is nice to go for. We'll take ourselves 3 layers of our brown terracotta just around the entire perimeter of our trousers. Super nice and simple, which is always a pleasure when building in Minecraft. That's what we want to do. There we go. Then we'll come to the front, whichever side you're going to build the front. I'm going to go for this one, of course matching the shoes. We don't want back to front shoes. We'll go ahead and go to this block here, so just to the right of the middle, and we'll go 1, 2, 3 towards the middle and across it. We'll do 1, 2 on this side, so 1 goes out, and then we'll go back in for 3, and then we'll just connect with 1 on this side. It's a big belt buckle like so. Perfect. Okay, I think we're about ready to grab some new materials. Great work, guys. That's looking awesome. Alright guys, we are on the second to last section, last easy section before getting on to a pretty difficult one, which is going to be the jacket. It may not look that hard, but it's just about layering, and that is a bit tricky. It's not as easy as with an onion. So we're going to go ahead and take ourselves some light grey wool, some blue wool, some a loom, 2 blue banners, yellow and some black dye, or ink sacs, white wool, and a white shulker box as well. Placing your loom anywhere you want, I'm going to go for just in the trouser leg of Mike just here. I'm going to take myself my blue banners and I'll just spread them in my inventory. I want to stick myself my blue banner in the loom and grab myself some yellow dye. We want to go for this middle line just here. That is called a yellow fess. And with the black dye in there, on the other blue banner like so, that'll become a black fess. And that is what you want. 2 of these fesses like so. Remove your loom, and then we can build Mike's torso. Okay then, so now it comes to placing blocks on the belt up here and up for the torso. We'll take ourselves this light grey wool first of all. We'll place 3 over the top of the middle of the belt, if that makes sense. 2 blocks here, and 2 blocks this side. So we're going to leave the ones on the ends empty, because that's going to be covered up by the jacket just here. Perfect. Now we'll come back to the middle, and we'll do 5 lots of the blue wool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just coming in a block from our 7 row of light grey wool. Now we want the blue to go up for 3 layers in total, like this, and that way you can then place your 2 banners sort of in unison with each other, and it's going to be worth 3 blocks in total. That's always nice and helpful to remember. Now we're going to take ourselves 3 blocks of light grey, and then we'll do our 3 layers of blue on top of it. Then we'll do ourselves another row of light grey, and our 3 blue once again. Now we're not going to end with light grey again, we're actually going to take ourselves a shulker box in the centre, and then white wool here, here, then you can add a block on both sides as well. Oops, sorry, like so. Perfect. Then we'll build up a block on both sides. And now this one needs to come out again, so we can build the collar at the top. So we'll just build that out on both sides. Now when you get to this one, we need to go back for another 3 to make it into a 4 block long shape. So we'll go for 1, 2, 3, so we have ourselves 4 like so. 1, 2, 3, like so. Now you can build this back to connect it. Don't fill in the collar shape here because that's going to be for Mike's neck, but you can build in 2 here and 2 here, like so. And now we have our banners. We can actually go back down to the torso area, and we can add in our pattern for Mike's jumper. We'll go ahead and start with the black fess banners by 1, 2, 3. Then we'll do yellow, and it's always going to be black before yellow. So we'll do ourselves black again, then yellow, and then down here for this 5 long row, the black banners before the yellow ones like so. And there we have ourselves Mike's jumper. That looks really cool. Now let's go ahead and grab some new materials for the jacket, and then onwards to the rest of the build too. Now then, this next section, I can't even speak, I'm that nervous about it. This next section may get very tricky fast. So like I said guys, the pause button is always there for your guys' use, and if you do need to rewind or anything, do that as well. But also, if you have any questions to ask me, you know where to find me, down in the comments section below. Let's take ourselves some terracotta, some light grey concrete, and some ladders. Now I know that's only 3 materials, and you're probably thinking, woohoo, that is not that many, so we got this, but it might get tricky like I said, so let's just take our time with it and go nice and slowly, make sure we get everything in the right positions. Firstly, the first hardest thing to do ever is to place a light grey here. Whew, I know, take a little breather, sit down a second, it's tough. And then we'll stick one here, I mean even more devastatingly tricky. No, this is where it gets complicated. We take terracotta next, we're going to go underneath our light grey just here, and we want to go down to the second lot of blue just at the bottom, like so, on both sides. Remember, symmetry is important in this tutorial. Now we're going to come back up to the top, and we're going to build down, so we're 2 blocks from the bottom of the terracotta, not the build. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. Now we can take ourselves our light grey concrete, we'll do a block down here and here, then we'll go to this one, and we'll build up to these 2, this one and up to these 2, and then we're going to build this one down to the gap, and this one down to the gap, similar to how we built 11, if you remember that tutorial. By the way, that link is in the description if you haven't checked that one out already. And then we're going to build this one. This next one along is going to go right down to the end of the belt just here. So we can actually build this one right up, just to match up to there for now. Same on this side. Like so. Now you can only guess what's going to happen next. We need to build this one with the terracotta going outwards. We're going to build it just past the terracotta for a block. Like that. Be sure to leave this block empty because that shows the inside of the jacket. The sort of padding on the inside, you know, to keep you warm. That's what we're trying to represent just here, and that's why it's unzipped. We're trying to make that illusion that it is open, and there's more layers to Mike's clothing than just a jumper and a jacket. We're next going to take ourselves one block here and one block the other side. Then you can do 2 blocks back in here, and then you can build these ones up as well for 2. Like so. Perfect. Okay, the next thing to do is to take our ladder. We're going to take ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like so. Down here for 2. And then we'll go down the bottom for 1. Same on the other side. 1. Oops, wrong place. 1. 1, 2. And then we'll do our 5 on the terracotta. These are supposed to represent the zip for the jacket. So that's how you zip it up and down with these ladders just here. Not obviously ladders, but representing the rivets to unzip your hoodie or your jacket. Pretty cool. Now we'll go around to the front again. So we're looking at this from a front perspective, and we need to get this side in here filled up. So we're going to take ourselves light grey, filling in that space just there, and the same on the opposite side. Like so. So now when you look at it from the dead on front, look pretty simple. Okay, nice one, making some good progress. I'm going to grab some more materials, not more materials, more dimensions, sorry, maybe a few more materials, and then we'll get back to the next section. Okay guys, so I've swapped out some of my materials and grabbed some others. We've got ourselves some light grey concrete still, some blue terracotta this time, and some stripped birch wood. First things first, we're going to come down to the bottom down here, next to our belt, and we'll go a block up from here, and just build this straight to the top, pretty much. Well, just about... oh, perfect. Just there, actually. So we'll do the same on this side. I should have gone from the bottom up, but never mind. So just stopping a block up from the top. From the bottom, sorry. Like so. Cool. The next thing to do is go down 4 blocks from these 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the same on the opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now then, that way, we can take blue terracotta for the over-the-shoulder sort of hoops that allow you to wear your backpack. So we're going to go ahead and place ourselves a block down here, 4 blocks on top of those 4 greys that we made a minute ago, and a block here. Same on this side, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 on top, like so. And if I just show you here, we've got that 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, then that 1 as well, and exactly the same on that other side, and that will go kind of up and over to get to the backpack. It's a bit difficult because we of course have to add in the arms as well, and we need to make this all look supernatural. And in Minecraft, no pun intended, if we were in 11 that would have been funnier, but hey, bad joke. But no, in Minecraft it is hard to do stuff like that because of course it is so blocky, but that is also, you know, part of the challenge and adds to the whole effect of the build once it's done, so that's pretty cool. Now the next thing to do is we can use the 4 blocks we used for our handle to build the next part of the arm. We're going to go down to this block just here, and we'll build this one going downwards until we are, sorry to refer back guys, to here, so the light grey of the jumper. That's pretty helpful to remember. So we build this one down, and we stop when we get to that block just there. That was actually a very good guess, nice one. So let's go again, so we'll go block down, and then we stop when we're in line with the light grey, like so. Cool. That is one sleeve. Then we need to go ahead and build the second lot, so we'll go for this one from the bottom, stopping a block before the top. Same here. Like so. Firstly, it's easier to build 2D in Minecraft than it is 3D, so we go ahead and build this in a 2D perspective, so then we can go back and work as if we were a 3D printer and kind of print the rest of Mike's body. But it's best to get it all looking pixely at the moment, so then we can add in all the details afterwards. and also as we go, so we don't miss anything out. But no, this is looking really good so far. I just want to flip my picture around here just so I can get an idea of what's coming next. So down on this one, I'm going to go ahead and build along so I have a gap of 4 between the next one. So I'm going to go for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I can build 1, 2, 3, 4 in here like so. Now I want to go ahead and do again 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 like so. Now I need to build 4 behind this blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that way I can drop down for 1 and 2 like so. Same over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I can build the 5, 4, 5, 4, and the 5 just here. Perfect. Now a warning guys, the arms are very, very, you know, sheer on the sides. They don't look like sleeves from the actual side perspective. If we were looking at it from this, we think, oh my gosh, that's so bland and plain. But from the front, it adds the whole perspective of Mike being quite skinny, because of course at this time he's quite a young kid, so he's going to be more skinny than say like the adult Mike when he's going to be built up a little bit. So we're trying to sort of represent that here. You know, he's got his arms in his backpack, so obviously all of his sort of shoulder muscle, I guess, is going to that backpack. So we're trying to make his arms look a bit skinnier. That's what I'm trying to get to, but it's coming out very wrong. There we go. Okay, so let's go around to the top over here. So let's finish up the backpack. We'll go ahead and bring ourselves blue terracotta here, going backwards for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here as well. So diagonally from that singular one at the front. Then we can add in ourselves 1, 2, 3 just here, a block back from that one. 1, 2, 3, like so. So it kind of shows over this area of the shoulder, like so. Then we can take ourselves the light grey again, matching up to the white wall on both sides. And then finally, you can actually connect these up just diagonally like so. Super simple, and there we go. That is pretty cool so far. Alright, I say we work on the intricate details of the actual arms. Oh, not really my favourite part, not gonna lie. So let's go around the back first of all. Let's go ahead and get this part done. So let's go around here, taking ourselves light grey for this one and this one. Now this is pretty simple because we just need to connect them up. That is kind of the, you know, the main objective here. So we're going to take ourselves from this one down here. We'll go downwards so that we're a little bit further up from this one. Let me go check my dimensions. I'll be right back. Okay, so that block I was on about before, this one up here is going to come down for 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same on the opposite side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now the next one along is going to come down a little bit further from that one. So it's going to come down just a block past it. Same on the opposite side. So down to that 9th one, but it is of course going to be about 10 because we have this one as well to count in there. Cool, now from the top over here, we can actually come down for, I'm sorry you guys keep referring back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I thought so, but I just wanted to double check. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like so. 2, 3, 4, 5 like so. So very, very much before these ones, but it does line up with the sort of backpack harness, or what would you call those? Over the shoulder straps maybe? Like so, so backpack straps, like that. Now then, down at the bottom over here, you see we have the sort of jacket stopped here. We're actually going to build 4 just here, same on the opposite side, and then we can come back around here, like so, and then a block out. So we keep to the same pattern at the back as well, which is pretty neat. So over here, just connect these up. Then you have that goes in on both sides, and that really does help the effect of this being a different part of the body to the trousers. You know, it doesn't look connected then. That is what we're going for. It's really just about separating, and it is difficult when you're trying to build people in Minecraft. Oh, voice break. What a voice break. So that's important to remember. If you want to go from this one to the top now, so bring this one right the way upwards, just to there. Perfect, that stops for us. That's good. And here as well. So it just stops below that blue. And what is great about this one is we need to next build the rest of the backpack outwards. So we can start the rest of the strap by going 1, 2, 3 blocks down, here as well, like so, and then you can see where it's going to be. Good. Okay, what we should do before working on the backpack is fill in this back section here. All you need for this part, guys, is your light grey concrete. So fill in this lot up to that lot up there. You guys got this. Try and make sure you get it exactly the same as this one over here, so just all filled in, nice and simple, and that way we have a place to store our backpack too. Let's go for it, guys. You got this. Well, guys, as that back section went really well, I hope it did for you guys too. Well done on that one, by the way. We're going to go ahead and just work on the rest of the tricky section of the jacket, and then we can work on the fun part of the backpack in a second. Let's go for a refresh of materials just so we know what we're getting. Some light grey concrete, some blue terracotta, some stripped birch wood, some black concrete, some blocks of iron, some stone buttons, some weighted pressure plates, the iron ones if possible, and some chains as well. Okay, firstly, let's go to the left side at the back of Mike. So if you were Mike, it's going to be on the left. Good stuff. Let's go to the gap on the inside. So you have this space, obviously, in the middle. We're going to go to the second block back in, and we're going to build from the gap past it, under this block here, and a block to the left under it, like so. Now we can do the same from this one. We'll build from it backwards for 1, 2, 1, 2, like so. So it goes inwards into the sleeve like that. And then we just connect this. Super simple. We just fill this in. So this is really, really easy once we have the right, dimensions and everything in there like so. And we do the same on the opposite side, so it's even more simple for us, which is nice. It just looks a lot trickier than it actually is. And especially when we have like massive gaping gaps like this, that is not a cool look. So we need to just make sure that everything is ship-shape and looking good. Now I'm just going to quickly show you what the difference we made. So as you can see, this is all we need to do now. But we can do that when we add the hand in. So for the hand, we'll take some stripped birch wood. We'll go back before this gap, so we'll go to these ones. And it's going to be a cluster of 4, same as 11, like so. And you build them 2 blocks down and in a 4 cluster. Then we'll do ourselves 2 more here. And this is where another 4 cluster is going to be just there, like so. So from the front side, you should have like almost like a bit of a fist almost, but it's not actually meant in like an angry sort of way. It's just kind of tensed up like so. And then all that's left to do is to take your grey concrete, and we just fill in the sleeve so that it goes just leaving the hand visible. And we need to add in a little bit of a gap as well. So you'll probably need to just fill in that block there. Then just fill in this up to there like so, and voila, 1 arm completed. Give yourselves a pat on the back for that one, guys, or get a biscuit. That's what I'd like to do. Sounds like a dog, doesn't it? Oh my word. Okay, so let's go to this side. We'll go to this one. Again, we need to build that silhouette down, and then across to the right this time, like so. Then we'll build from this one, going back, down, back, and down, and then this connects to this one, where we fill in this side of the body. And that way we have another sleeve completed, ready to go like so. Now then over here, I mean, what you could do if you wanted to save some confusion is you could literally fill in this entire space up to the sort of part of the backpack up there, but it isn't necessary. It's a bit of a time consuming part, so you don't have to do that. But if you want to save yourself some confusion, then it might be best to do that. We're going to go ahead and build 1, 2, 3, 4 past the inside of the sleeve, 2 down and 3 down, so we have 2 visible, like so. Then we want to come to this side again. Looking at it from the back, you can see where you need to place the new blocks. 2 here and 2 below, like that. These are going to be holding the walkie-talkie. Remember to patch the holes every now and again where you see them. Phew, just make sure there's no gaps. There we go, and then I'll do the same with that one there, and we should be able to patch this one up in a second. So around the side here, we'll build the hand again forward, so it's now worth 2 on all sides, like so. Now we can build in the walkie-talkie. We'll do ourselves black concrete for 2, and then we build forward for 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Same with the iron, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that 3 are visible at the front. Cool. Now I'll go back into the inside up here. So we're now on the top of the whole thing. We want to go ahead and make sure that we have in ourselves 1, 2, 3 iron pressure plates like so. So there's one next to the sleeve there. Taking your light grey, just fill in this gap here. Like so. So from the walkie-talkie upwards, check for any gaps or anything like that. Oh, it's looking good. Take your chain and build yourself 2 on the furthest side away from Mike. And then we'll do 2 stone buttons to end it off. And voila. Look at that, that's so cool. Okay, now time for the fun part, building the backpack back here. Alright, so we are missing a giant thing from the back of Mike, of course, and it is his backpack. So we're going to grab ourselves some blue terracotta, some white concrete, some acacia fences, some stripped spruce wood, some stripped acacia wood, and some acacia trapdoors. Now the first thing to do is to take your blue terracotta. We're going to build ourselves 1 block, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 just past it, so you have a total of 5. Now I want to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew, okay, phew. I just estimated that, so I just wanted to check again. That is one thing I really should kind of give you a pointer on, guys. If you're building in Minecraft, following a tutorial or something, don't listen to the commentator guy saying he's estimated something. You need to go and double check for sure, because I've done that way too many times, and it is definitely a bad mistake. So you want to go and check, just double check things over again and again, just to make sure everything is in the right order. So go for it. Okay, back to this. Let's go to this side. We know it's 5 now, so let's place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. So 4 underneath that lot. Good stuff. Now we can build ourselves a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice how I went above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're just going to build the 5 out. Like so. And like so. So now we have the furthest layer away from the body to build the backpack. The next thing to do is to come in here and build 1, 2, 1, 2. Then 1 and 1. Then up here we'll go for 3 and 3. Then up here at the top, 1, 1 and 1. Like so. Now back this way, we'll build ourselves white concrete for 3. And then 2 layers of this 5. Like so. Now taking your stripped spruce wood, go for 3 layers of your stripped spruce like this. Preferably in a vertical direction, because if you go for the sort of horizontal, it really does stand out quite well. So we just need to make that in there like so. Now we'll come to the bottom with our acacia, and we're building ourselves 2. And then we'll go for this one, a lot of, I think it's 7, or maybe even 9, no it's 7, cool. And then 2. And then we can go for a block just about here and here, and then this one will build out the 2 rows of 5 like so. Cool. Okay, the next thing to do is to take your acacia trapdoors and go to the bottom of the spruce, folding these down so the handles are facing at the bottom, and that is for the logo of the backpack. Taking your acacia fence, we want to add in the zips, so we'll go to the 3rd block just here, so the middle block of this lot, and add in 2. Then we'll go to the top here and add in 1, and then 1 in here. Now from the white here, we add in ourselves 1, 2, 3, and then we'll just do 2 connected to the left like so. Perfect. Mike's backpack has been built in Minecraft. Wicked. That is probably my favourite section of this tutorial, as you can probably tell, because I kept going on about it. But no, it's just so much fun to build. It's really cool. Now anyways, on to the main man himself, the actual thing that makes him Mike. His face, of course, and a surprised face. So let's get some materials for Mike's head. Okay then, so we're gonna need to get ourselves some stripped birch wood, some stripped spruce wood once again, some white concrete, some dark oak wood, and some dark oak wood slabs. The slabs are completely optional. You can even swap them out with stairs if you want to, and in actual thing, you can actually change up the entire hairstyle if you want to as well. I went with this sort of really basic kind of design here. I think it represents Mike in a sort of way, but if you're not happy with it, then please feel free to change it up how you need to. So let's go ahead and firstly start by building a 2D shape with these materials. We'll go ahead and start by building ourselves a block here. 1, oops, yeah, you got to be careful of opening that shulker. 2 and 3, and then 1 here as well. Preferably all facing the vertical direction. Now we're going to build this one to go back for 1, 2, 3, so it's worth 4. Same with this side. And then again, 3 to connect the middle at the back like so. So now then, we're going to go ahead and build ourselves 1, 2, 3 here, and 3 outwards for our chin. And then we'll go ahead and build 1 and 2, 1 and 2, like so. Now we'll build 1 block in here and here. White concrete in the back there. I didn't actually do this on my original one, but I just changed it just now because I think it looks the best for the mouth. And then we're going to go ahead and build ourselves 5 lots of birch across here. Now we're going to have to anchor one to the back of the white concrete at the top, so we're adding a block just there. So we'll go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. Then we want to go for another lot, and this one is going to have the nose in just here, like so. And then we'll do 1, 2 in the center, but then we need to add in the eyes. So we'll take ourselves some stripped spruce wood, 1 and 1, and then white concrete for 2, diagonally on both sides of the sort of eyes, like so. Like I was saying to you guys in the 11 tutorial, if you wanted to go for the actual, the actual actor's eyes, that's what we're doing here. So we're adding ourselves in these sort of hazelnut brown eyes for Mike over here. Okay, then we're going to take ourselves some dark oak wood. We'll go for 1, 2 on both sides of the eyes, and and there we go, we're done. Oh my word, look at that. That looks horrendous. Oh my word. We're going to go ahead and build these out for 2, of course, like so. That looks way worse. Now we're going to go ahead and connect these like this, and then we'll go ahead and build 3 up here, and this 3 is going to go back into like a 5, like so. Okay, starting to get better. We're next going to come down to this side over here. Please bear in mind, guys, the direction of the wood at the top here will be different on all sides because it is pretty difficult to get the wood to be all in the same direction. However, because it is hair and it's supposed to be, natural and a bit messy, we can just leave it if we need to, or if you want to. So for now I'm going to leave it, but I'll change it afterwards. I'm going to go here and build 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 down, like so. And then I'm going to build a block on both sides outwards to represent the sort of messy look to Mike. Then we're going to do ourselves 1, 2 here, and then down 1, 2, 3 here. Then I'll do the same here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, like so. Now it's starting to take shape. Good stuff. Okay, I think we should move around the side of the head now. So over here for the furthest part away, so this block and what it corresponds to, we'll do 3, then we'll do 5, so you need to go above and below the 3, and then this 5 is going to come along for 4 in total. So we have number 1, 2, 3, 4, add in those layers, and then on the second to last one we go ahead and add a block in downwards, like so as well. Now on the end you can add in your 3 again, but we don't add in the 1 as we did the front. Just keep that nice and simple. At the top here though, add in 2 slabs like so. Now we can bring ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks back with 4 above, and a block in here. Cool. Now down below we can add in 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks in like so, and then you can do 1, 2 just in there as well. Yeah, that looks really cool now. Okay, good stuff, guys. Spinning around to the very back of the build, we'll go ahead and go filling in this space with 3, and of course 3 outwards as well. This 3 will correspond to a 5, so above and below. This 5 will then go into a 7, so we'll build above and below again, and this 7 is going to last for 3 blocks. So in the middle basically of the build. Then we'll do our 5 again, so we'll go in a block on both sides, and then we'll go to the 3 in a block again, and we should be back around to the other side. Now then, the other side, we can go ahead and build from the front backwards for the 3, then we'll do our 5 for those 4, 2, 3, and our 4th one. On the 3rd one back of the 5, make sure that, oh sorry, we're actually going to do it a bit different on the side. We'll actually do it from the 2nd block from the front, so just here, like so. That way we can place 1, 2, 3, 4 below, so it's above the neck, and up above 1, 2, 3, 4 with the 4 in here. Now to connect to the back again, we do ourselves 1, and then we do our 3, and then we can add in the blocks in here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then back here you can just add in 3, like so. Good stuff. You can see the directions all changing there, but that's absolutely fine. Don't forget to add in your slabs round on this side. So just do 2 slabs in the center. And then we'll go ahead and build 1, 2, 1, 2 blocks in like so. And then all that's left to do is we'll block over the entire top of the head to then go ahead and use some slabs up here for the very, very top. Now it's not necessary, but what we're going to do is just build in the sort of circumference of the head, but matching up the slabs to the slabs. So we'll go ahead and do 1, 2, 1, 2 as a starting position. Then we'll do 4. Then we'll do our 6. And a final 6 in the center, like so. Voila! We have ourselves Mike Wheeler built in Minecraft. Wicked. Very, very well done, guys. That was a very tricky tutorial indeed, but good stuff. Well then, Assassins, I really hope you've enjoyed today's build. It's been really, really fun to teach you how to build the awesome Finn Wolfhard, aka Mike Wheeler, in Minecraft. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to do so. It was awesome. By the way, I was wondering if you guys would like to see me finish the video with a Stranger Things skin, or would you like me to finish the video with my normal skin? Either way, that is totally cool, and I would definitely go ahead and listen to you guys for that one. But yeah, let me know, because I'm kind of confused and a bit conflicted with which one I should choose. So let me know in the comments too, but that would be wicked. Until the next time, guys, thank you once again. If you did enjoy today's video, please be sure to drop a like on it. That would be awesome. Please be sure to share it even with some other Stranger Things fans. Maybe if you have like friends, aunts, uncles, mums, dads, grands, dogs, anybody. I would really appreciate all the support we can get for these tutorials. That would be awesome. And yeah, if you are interested in staying tuned for the next one, which I haven't planned already, so I can't even give you a teaser. Ooh, who's it going to be? Please be sure to stick around by subscribing. Join the Assassin Hood today for free. That would be awesome. All my links are in the description anyways to all my social medias, so if you want to check those out, please be my guest. But yeah, I will see you guys at the next Wheel Assassin tutorial coming super shortly. Take care of yourselves, have an excellent rest of your day, stay safe, and goodbye for now. Thank you for watching.